Good morning and welcome to the JMCSS podcast for the district. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for Jackson-Madison County Schools. Today, we've invited community partners from the City of Jackson to share details about several family-friendly activities happening this spring. Whitney Billingsley with the City of Jackson will join us for those details. Plus, it's that time of year. Pre-K registration is now open. Kristen Peachy is here to tell us how you can help our youngest learners prepare for their first time in pre-K, kindergarten, and beyond. More on that in a moment, but first, here's a quick reminder. For the district, the JMCSS podcast is a production of the Jackson-Madison County School System in partnership with Forever Communications. You can listen to this episode on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Whitney, Kristen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So it is a podcast, so let's have a little bit of fun. So we invited Kristen Peachy, obviously my colleague working at the central office, to talk about pre-K. Our friends at the City of Jackson with Whitney Billingsley, Tony Black in that department in Parks and Recreations. So the idea was to do separate interviews, but the two ladies here have a bit of a connection that starts in education. So I thought it would be great to have you both on at the same time. Now, Kristen, tell us your role with this with Jackson-Madison County Schools.
So I'm the pre-K district-wide consulting teacher. So I work with all of our pre-K classrooms. We're in 11 schools in the district. Mm-hmm. We have 45 pre-K classrooms right now. So we have a big time. We have a good time together, and we're serving a lot of students through our program.
So you've been in education for a while. You've made a lot of connections, and one of those connections, who knew, just happens to be Whitney Billingsley from the City of Jackson. Tell us that connection.
So she taught my oldest son.
Really?
Yes, she was his kindergarten teacher.
In kindergarten,
Very
a long
cool.
time ago.
Very
He's
cool.
an adult now. So.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
But he was a sweetheart and
Yes.
made a great connection. Definitely a parent to remember.
If you're listening to this on the radio, I will try to paint the picture for you, okay? So Miss Peachy works with our pre-K, and you can't see it, but she has big earrings. They're round, and these earrings say pre-K vibes. Very stylish. Whitney has her City of Jackson t-shirt on. Again, you can't see this, but I'm painting the picture for you, of course, to the City of Jackson and the new flag. Mm-hmm. So you all look very appropriate and stylish, promoting your respective divisions. We want to start this conversation about pre-K. So, Kristen, give us some details. We know it is that time of year. Pre-K registration is underway. So, when we have our pre-K conversation, which people in the community need to know this?
So our pre-K program is for students who turn 4 by August 15th. So anybody that lives in Madison County and you have a 4-year-old child that turned 4 by August 15th, this is for you. We have, like I said, 45 classrooms. We can serve students who are above or below income eligibility. We have some classes that are funded through VPK, which is our voluntary pre-K program, but we also have locally funded classrooms as well. So we are able to serve students all throughout the district.
And we know early opportunities are so important, really no matter what age a child is in. But man, is there any stronger and more important foundation than pre-K?
I think it's the best place to start, and it helps our students build that strong foundation and just set them up for success in kindergarten and beyond. So I think we're laying the groundwork in pre-K, and I'm really proud of what we do.
Again, if you or a family member will have a 4-year-old by August 15th, we want to let you know about pre-K registration going on right now. So the process starts online.
Yes. So our registration is open right now. Our website is jmcss.org/pre-K. And you can click the link to register. Now, it is a 2-step process.
Okay, so step 1 is to go online.
fill out the registration. Step 2 is to turn in the required documents. So we have to have the child's birth certificate, the parent's ID, we have to have a shot record and physical, we have to have 2 proofs of residence that you live in Madison County, and proof of income. And we will have document intake days at central office for parents to come in and turn in all of those documents. Once we receive all of those, then the child's application is complete and they will be entered into the lottery.
Kristen Peachy is here this morning to let us know about the pre-K registration happening now in Jackson Madison County Schools. When you think about the value of pre-K, Ms. Peachy, explain to families what these young learners will experience in pre-K.
So in pre-K, we're learning academic skills. Of course, we start with that. We're learning pre-reading skills. We learn about letters and sounds. We learn about building words and taking words apart. We learn math and science, all of those academic subjects. But also, we take a lot of time to work on social skills. So our students are learning friendship skills. They're learning problem solving. They learn how to ask questions and answer questions. So we go beyond academics and really spend a lot of time on those social skills as well. I think pre-K is also very important because we are starting to develop that relationships with parents and families, and everybody's excited when their child is in pre-K. They want to come to the school and all of those events. So it really, I think, sets up a really strong foundation for that relationship as well.
We're joined this morning by Kristen Peachy. She's leading up pre-K for Jackson Madison County Schools, and pre-K registration is going on now, so we want to talk about that a little bit more this morning. But also, Whitney Billingsley with the City of Jackson is here to share several important family-friendly activities going on this spring. So this is information that you will want to know. Please do stick around. We're going to take a quick timeout, but you're listening to For the District, the podcast for Jackson Madison County Schools on JJ 97.7 FM. We'll be right back. Jackson Madison County Schools is recruiting talent in preparation for the upcoming school year. Join us for the JMCSS Career Fair on Tuesday, March 19th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Liberty Technology High School. JMCSS has employment opportunities for administrators, teachers, counselors, and educational assistants. Earn competitive pay plus attractive employee benefits. That's the JMCSS Career Fair, Tuesday, March 19th at Liberty Technology High School. For more and to register, log on to jmcss.org. Welcome back to For the District, the JMCSS podcast. This morning, we're joined by Kristen Peachy. She's the district-wide consulting teacher for pre-K. She's here to tell us how we can help our youngest learners, prepare for their pre-K experience. Also this morning, Whitney Billingsley with the City of Jackson is here to share details of several family-friendly activities happening this spring, thanks to the City of Jackson and the Parks and Recreations Department. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks again for joining us. We do want to remind people about the pre-K registration going on now. We know pre-K is so valuable, Ms. Peachy. Tell us those dates again.
So registration is open online now. It opened March 4th. So we have upcoming dates for a document intake, and those are March 25th and 26th. We'll be at Central Office, and we'll be there from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. both days. If you happen to miss those dates, we've already set dates in April and May as well. So April 25th and 26th, and then May 9th and 10th.
Yeah. So from a parent perspective, Ms. Billingsley, talk about how pre-K was valuable to your child.
So I have 4 children, and all of them went to pre-K, including my oldest, which Miss Peachy was his teacher.
Cool, very cool.
But my now 6-year-old, she's so empathetic. She comprehends way better than the boys. I don't know if that's a male-female thing, but she's very kind, social. She's just a well-rounded individual already at 6 years old.
So, Ms. Peachy, what I'm hearing Ms. Billingsley talk about is really these socialization skills, really before you get into the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s. Can you talk about the value pre-K adds to a child's social skills?
Absolutely. We are practicing that every day in our classroom. We learn about it, we listen to stories and participate. Our students are learning how to put those skills into practice. So this year we have a new curriculum, and one of the things that our students have learned is how to use a solution suitcase. And so if there's a conflict in the classroom, they know they can go to that suitcase and see pictures of things that we can do to solve this problem. So you can ask a friend, you can talk to your teacher, you can initiate a new play idea. There's lots of different tools that help them know how to interact with each other, just so they're developing those social skills and learning how to work together.
Again, pre-K registration is now open within our Jackson-Madison County schools. So if you're going to have a 4-year-old by August 15th, we do want to encourage you to take advantage of this pre-K opportunity. Something we were talking about during the commercial break, the fact that, number one, Jackson-Madison County Schools offers a lot of pre-K locations, and when the parents go online to jmcss.org/pre-K and they begin this registration process, they'll have the option to pick between 3 locations. Tell us about that.
Yes, so we don't have the same zone rules for pre-K because it's not a required grade. This is something extra you can do for your child. But you'll be able to select your first, second, and third choice on the schools that you would like to attend. Then once we have that document intake day and we have all of your child's documents, then we run our lottery and notify parents about which school they received a seat at.
And it's important for parents to be strategic in the schools they pick because, I guess one of the requirements is providing their own transportation for this pre-K opportunity.
Yes, so we do not offer transportation for our pre-K students in the district. So it is important to choose a location that's maybe near your home or maybe even near where you work. But you have that option and that flexibility to select those schools.
And we're having the conversation early enough. Go ahead and talk to your family members, get those supports in place so you can take advantage of our pre-K registration that's going on now. Again, several locations throughout the Jackson-Madison County school system offering pre-K. Again, if you have a 4-year-old, someone that's going to turn 4 years old by August 15th, we do want you to participate in our pre-K registration. Again, Ms. Peachy or Whitney, you can even, help us with this, seeing as, you had a child not long ago that was in pre-K, talking about the things that the students will participate in. Can you start with that, Kristen?
Sure. We have the academics subjects going on. They're learning about letters and numbers. They're learning about letter sounds. They're learning math skills and learn about science. And so lots of opportunities to interact. We have center time where they also are starting to practice some of those skills that they learned during that whole group instruction. You mentioned circle time was one of your daughter's favorite times, but they love that. They get to work with their teachers. Our teachers do small groups as well, so they're really getting that one-on-one attention. So we try to offer a little bit of all of that in a day's time in pre-K.
We're visiting with Kristen Peachy. She's our district-wide consulting teacher for pre-K. A little later, Whitney Billingsley is going to share several family-friendly activities that the city of Jackson is hosting this spring. It's time for another time out, but again, if you're going to have a 4-year-old by August 15th, we do want you to take advantage of our pre-K registration going on now. It's another support and another platform offered by Jackson-Madison County Schools. So don't delay. Go ahead and register so you can take one of these seats. And we know we want to provide all children with the best foundation to be successful throughout their educational, academic career. So pre-K is a great place to start. After this commercial break, we'll visit with Whitney Billingsley with the City of Jackson. Several exciting events coming up, including the Easter Extravaganza. We'll have a date and location on that in just a moment. You're listening to the podcast for Jackson-Madison County Schools for the district on JJ 97.7 FM. We'll be right back. Jackson Madison County Schools and Forever Communications want you to leap up for literacy. Community partners like Miss Tennessee volunteer Jada Brown are increasing literacy across the community by reading 20 minutes every day.
I am reading The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle.
Visit jmcss.org to hear the rest of the book and to discover ways students, individuals, and families can increase literacy across the community. Welcome back to For the District, the JMCSS podcast. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for Jackson Madison County Schools. If you've been listening this morning, you know my colleague, Kristen Peachy, the district-wide consulting teacher for pre-K for Jackson Madison County Schools, gave us a wealth of information about the pre-K registration. It's now time to transition to a conversation with one of our community partners. Whitney Billingsley is with the City of Jackson, and she is here to share several exciting family-friendly activities happening this spring in the City of Jackson. So, Whitney, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We certainly appreciate our community partners because as we offer activities for students, for example, like our elementary school basketball is getting ready to wrap up, and families may be looking for that next activity for their child to participate in, we certainly want to share several exciting opportunities for families. Before we get into the details, I do want to ask a question. Both of you, well, all three of us are parents, but particularly this idea about the extracurricular activities, okay? A lot of people think about, the grades and the academics, the education. But there's certainly value with extracurricular activities when you think about a well-rounded individual.
Right.
Kristen, you have girls that dance. Whitney, you've had kids and children participate in athletics. From a mom's point of view, before we share these details, let's paint the picture for folks why extracurricular activities, whether it's with the City of Jackson, whether it's with Madison County or Jackson Madison County Schools, when parents hear this information, they need to pay attention. It kind of, if starting with you, Kristen, particularly your girls dance, they've participated at several of the Westwood Community Center events. Why is this important?
I think these opportunities are important just because our children get to communicate with their friends. They get to work together in a setting outside of school. So it's a little more relaxed, a little more comfortable. They may be doing sports or other activities, but it's just time for them to be together, learn how to work together. I know my girls have developed some leadership skills from some of these activities, and their performance, they do dance, so the skills that they're learning when they're performing at those recitals and competitions, I think those are really valuable skills just to develop well-rounded children.
Whitney, we know you're the Community Engagement Director with the City of Jackson, but I'm asking you as a parent. I mean, you've seen the value of extracurricular activities. So for you, as we prepare to promote many of these events, what do you think the value is for parents and their children?
And my parent hat never comes off, so ever. But it's great for us as parents because I don't know about you, but I don't want all the pressure of raising my children. So when they get to do these different things like summer camp or sports or dancing, my daughter dances as well. It just, I don't know, it brings us joy, but it also is a sense of I'm doing a good job. And I'm raising a human being, so it's just important to raise well-rounded individuals. So
now we know Jackson Madison County Schools will have our learning camp during the summer. But for a moment, let's talk about our community partners, City of Jackson. The Westwood Summer Camp's coming up. There's registration getting ready to happen. Tell us about that.
So we actually have two different locations for our summer camp.
Okay.
Westwood registration is going to be March the 11th. That's going to be Monday. And our TR White summer camp will be May 6th. I don't have that one with me, but I didn't want to mix them up because we've already pushed this one. This summer, we're excited about doing our STEM program. We've partnered with 6K, Jackson State Community College, Lane College, the African American Chamber, and I may be missing one, West Tennessee Healthcare. So summer camp is going to be still fun, but learning can be fun, right?
Certainly.
Learning has been fun.
Yes. So we have that summer camp opportunity beginning March 11th. You may be hearing this interview after that time, so we do want to go ahead and talk about how they can stay connected with the city of Jackson. You have a website.
We do.
Parks.
Parks.jacksontn.gov. And if you're looking for the activity, you can go to our activities and events. But we're so excited to start doing our text op.
What?
Yes. We see that you guys are doing a great job. So we're like, hey, I want to get a text message.
Okay.
But we are doing a text op now where you can text. There's a phone number. There's a link. It's also on our website where it says JRPD text alerts to sign up to get registration dates, upcoming events, whether it's athletics, all categories. We have so many things going on. So those text alerts will keep you updated on what's going on in our department.
So here's a reminder, staying connected with the City of Jackson's Recreation and Parks Department has really never been easier. We can go online. Actually, fun fact, I did sign up
Thank you.
for the City of Jackson's Recreation and Parks Department text alerts. I'm interested in, what you all have to offer. And I know there's the big Easter extravaganza coming up.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So our Easter egg extravaganza is going to take place Saturday, March the 23rd. We are partnering with Madison County Parks and Rec as well as the City of Jackson's police department. I was thinking about my husband. The police department, and we'll be at Leaper Lane Park. We're excited to do a combination of our egg scramble as well as a sensory inclusive egg hunt for the visually impaired. So there will be special eggs for those who come in that community, but it's going to be bounce houses, fun, games, of course, lots and lots of candy. And this is a free community event. So you don't really have an excuse not to come. It's free.
So when you say kids of all ages, I kind of want to include myself, but
Well,
what ages are we talking about?
Well, we're specifically focused on ages 3 to 10,
Okay.
But we won't turn anybody away.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's the Easter extravaganza, Saturday, March 23rd.
Yes.
That's at Leaper Lane Park.
Yes, registration starts at 10 a.m. We have stations where you can go and play games and win prizes and candy. But the egg hunt and the sensory inclusive egg hunt will start at 11.
Whitney Billingsley is the Community Engagement Director for the City of Jackson's Recreation and Parks Department. We'll have more details with Whitney in just a moment. You're listening to the podcast for Jackson-Madison County Schools, and we're certainly excited anytime we can bring in community partners to help spread good news. You're listening to For the District on JJ 97.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Jackson-Madison County Schools and Forever Communications want you to leap up for literacy. Community partners like Lieutenant Rochelle Staten are increasing literacy across the community by reading 20 minutes every day.
I called. Mr. Pig, are you in? Get out of here, wolf.
Visit JMCSS.org to hear the rest of the book and to discover ways students, individuals, and families can increase literacy across the community. Welcome back to For the District, the JMCSS podcast. This morning we have been visiting with Whitney Billingsley. She's the Community Engagement Director for the City of Jackson's Recreation and Parks Department. Also, my colleague, Kristen Peachy, the district-wide consulting teacher for pre-K for Jackson-Madison County Schools. So if you missed the first half of this conversation, we do want to invite you to go to radio731.com to hear the first half of this podcast. And we do want to continue to remind you that the pre-K registration is now open for Jackson-Madison County Schools. Pre-K registration now opening. So if you have A child who will be 4 years old by August 15th, do go online, jmcss.org/PreK. Begin the two-step process. You'll register online, and then you'll also need to bring in your documents. Miss Peachy is here to remind us those document intake days. The second step of registration for pre-K is, or are,
March 25th and 26th will be at Central Office from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's when you'll be able to bring your child's documents, birth certificate, shot record, physical, proofs of address, proof of income, and that's where we will finalize that application so we can get students seated in our schools.
Get online to take advantage of this awesome platform offered in Jackson Madison County Schools. We want to thank Ms. Peachy, our district-wide consulting teacher for pre-K. We also want to thank our community partner, Whitney Billingsley with the City of Jackson. She's been sharing several exciting details this morning. None more exciting than the Easter extravaganza. What's that date?
That date is March 23rd.
That's on a Saturday, and that's going to take place at Leaper Lane Park.
That's correct.
You can Google it, but I'm looking at the notes, and the address says 560 Leaper Lane in Jackson, Tennessee. And this is going to be a very special Easter event. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. This is our Easter egg hunt that will be including the sensory inclusive egg hunt, and the police department will be providing special eggs. We're not going to turn anybody away, but it's specifically for the visually impaired. But if you may be dealing with other abilities, we're asking you all to come out as well.
So there's an egg scramble
Yes.
for ages 3 to 10 with prizes and goodie bags.
Absolutely.
I'm told, now this is not confirmed, but I'm told there'll be a visit from the Easter Bunny.
There will be a visit from the Easter Bunny.
There'll be a bounce house with games, and you can register before the event begins. Registration begins at 10 a.m.
Yes, yes.
So that's the Easter extravaganza, Saturday, March 23rd. We want to thank our friends with the City of Jackson and Madison County for sponsoring this free community-wide events.
And the police department.
Yes, the Jackson Police Department. Several JMCSS alum are police officers in the district. Fun fact, didn't know if you knew that, but now you know it now. Two important things before we get out of here. Number one, you've already signed up for JMCSS texts and alerts. If you're not receiving the Superintendent's Chronicle on a weekly basis, you should be. Go to jmcss.org for those details. However, when you think about these summer and spring opportunities with the City of Jackson, the City of Jackson has started a text alert, this opportunity. Whitney, again, tell us the process.
Yeah, so you can go to parks.jacksontn.gov, and we have a text alert tab that you can click on to sign up. And we're just asking everyone to visit our website or follow us on Facebook for more information and updates.
Then finally, I know everyone with a Facebook page has an opinion.
Yeah.
If you have an opinion about how the City of Jackson Recreation and Parks Department can help make our city better, there is a public input survey going on.
Yes.
And it's part of the 10-year master plan?
It is.
Tell us about that.
We're working on our 10-year master plan, which we have to update every so often. And, of course, we have to have input from the community. We can't just make this stuff up. So we're asking that you go to our website, again, parks.jacksontn.gov, and there is a tab that says Public Input Survey. And just take a few minutes to fill it out and tell us your wildest dream, what you would like to see coming to the city, what changes, what you participate in now, what you would love to participate in. So not just programming, but parks. We have so many parks. Did you know we had 20 parks in Jackson?
Let me write that down.
20
That's
parks, 8
fun
facilities.
fact. 20 parks
yes,
for the City of Jackson?
We have 20 parks, 8 facilities. We're working on a new park coming up. But a lot of people don't know that.
Right.
And we get some of our parks mixed up. But we're a growing city, and we're trying to continue to grow in the right direction. So
participate in the City of Jackson's Recreation and Parks Department Public
input survey.
That's right. So if you want to share your opinion on the 10-year master plan, and maybe the most important, or at least interesting thing to me we've talked about this morning, is the fact that if you're interested in pickleball, you need to connect with the city of Jackson, because Whitney's told us about the calendar, the events calendar, and that's on jacksontn.gov. You go to the Parks and Recreations page. There are a lot of activities on the City of Jackson calendar. So familiarize yourself with this. Do take advantage of these opportunities, whether it's pickleball, tennis, baseball, or something else. We do want to encourage you to connect with our community partners with the City of Jackson's Recreation and Parks Department. Whitney Billingsley is the Community Engagement Director and our community partner. We want to thank you for being here with us this morning. Kristen Peachy, my colleague at the district, Jackson-Madison County Schools, district-wide consulting teacher for pre-K. And if at any time, I guess over the last few weeks, you've gone to the JMCSS website, you know it's pre-K registration because we've got a fun little bubble, a fun little pop-up announcement reminding folks, and it's important, do take advantage of pre-K. It's an excellent platform for our youngest learners, and it's going to give them a leg up when it comes to their educational opportunities. Ladies, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We do hope you enjoyed this episode of the JMCSS podcast. Remember, you can check out this episode wherever you check out your favorite podcast, whether it's Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, or Spotify. Be sure to check out For the District, the JMCSS podcast. We hope you have a great Sunday, an excellent week, and we'll see you next time.